Thank you very much. I'm going to be very short. So we've heard a lot about Sadila. We've heard a lot about the escalator project. What we haven't heard about is the Association of Digital Humanities in Southern Africa. So now this is in my eyes. So we have an association for digital humanities that you can be part of. So because you are going to receive the slides, I'm not going to go through all the aims of the association, but the association also wants to promote the understanding and practice of digital humanities in Southern Africa. So SADILA is for South Africa. I'm not sure how far the escalator project reaches. It's also South African, but people like Henry Count, who are coming from outside South Africa, benefit a lot from the Digital Humanities Association of Southern Africa. So now that you've been exposed to digital humanities, you might be asking yourself, should I join the tracks just for the mere act of joining, or what can I do? So now that I've joined, I've learned things. Can I write something about what I've learned? Can I use the methodologies that I am learning from these different training sessions and the different workshops? So if you find yourself having written on digital humanities, you are more than welcome to publish what you are writing with our journal. Is, oh, sorry, I skipped a slide. Pardon me for that. So how can you be part of DHASA? So you can join our mailing list. We have a mailing list. Whenever there's something interesting from DHASA, we send it through the mailing list. You can have membership and be affiliated with our association. So the rates are fairly very cheap at this point. The current president of the association wanted us to keep the association very, very accessible. But back then, there were like 15 people in the country who were interested. We had one professor of digital humanities, and as far as I know, we only had one post in the whole country for a digital humanities lecturer. Now, if you think back to when all of these things started, the prices made sense, right? But in future, when I take over as president, the prices will not remain the same. Yeah, so I want you to join now while it is still affordable. So we need to think about that and avoid wanting to join in future when we really can't afford it anymore. So we also have our conferences, and some of our projects include the summer school. We are still trying to figure out how best to organize the summer school for this year. So we have biennial summer schools and the biennial conferences. So if, for instance, in 2023, we had a conference, then in 2024, we are planning a summer school. So the summer school is very simple. You come and you learn about DH methods. In the previous summer school in 2022, Bobby presented the same presentation that he gave yesterday, but now in a more relaxed pace. And people who went there were more able to now participate more on Wikimedia. And then we also have the conferences. So the conferences, I'll explain. Sure, on the next two slides, how the conferences work. And then we also have the journal. So we have the Journal of Digital Humanities Association of Southern Africa. So we have two main submission times. So we have types. So we have the thematic types where we have a theme that we invite you to write on. In most instances, that happens to be the same theme as with the conferences. So last year it was Digital Humanities for Inclusion. And then we also have general submission types. So whenever you've written a piece that you think is publishable, you can submit it to DHASA, and the editors will then make sure that you get to publish your paper as soon as possible. So they will take it out for review, and if you get the reviews on time, the turnaround time actually becomes much shorter. So you don't need to wait for us to have the full volume. So as soon as your paper is ready for publishing, we publish it. And then you don't need to pay any publishing charges. And yeah, so the link will also be there. So we've had conferences since 2017 until 2023. And now we are looking forward to the next conference. We are not yet sure. So that's why I didn't indicate the year there. We are thinking, because of the interest that has been gained throughout the years, people are submitting more papers. We've had submissions that we were not really expecting even in the previous year. When we started, we used to have that as long as you've submitted, we are going to help you make your paper publishable. And then for the first time last year, when I was in charge of the papers, we were able to reject some papers because we had so many submissions. So my advice to you is join now, publish now while I'm not the chief editor. Because in future, when I'm the chief editor and I take over from Francisca, it's not going to be nice. And we, unfortunately, people who've been publishing a lot know that if you have a very high rejection rate, you get the best quality papers. So we can't be having a 99% acceptance rate. I'm joking. This is South Africa. We want everyone to publish. So even if you really feel like maybe this is not it, if it's not it, we'll reject it nicely. Please feel free to submit. Right. So for the conferences, we prefer face-to-face conferences where we take 3 types of papers, the long papers, short papers, and lightning talks. And then we also have some workshops, but we are still trying to think around how to deal with the workshops because of the summer school and all the training opportunities that the escalator provides. So we don't want to replicate everything. Thank you. So that is the Digital Humanities Association of Southern Africa.